Hey everyone, Seismic here, bringing you a video introducing the Rogue in Nevergrind. This video is to give you a quick overview of the Rogue, let you see some of the gameplay, and allow you to decide if the Rogue combat is something that interests you. I find the Rogue's a lot of fun because it's based on timing your interrupts and stun locking the enemy to keep the upper hand. The class is very good at chaining mobs and extremely good at boss killing. I can't say how the ease of play or kill speed compares to other classes, as this is my highest level tune, but to me that doesn't matter so much. It's a single player game, and I just am concerned if the class is fun to play, and I've had a lot of fun with the Rogue. Let's go ahead and jump on it, and I could kind of give you an overview of how the skills play out. Like most rogues in games, this class is based around building technique points with a few building abilities, and then you spend them with finisher abilities. Additionally, they're based around stun locking the enemy, and there's a few ways the rogue can accomplish that. They stun whenever coming out of stealth, either through hide or their evasion skill. And additionally, they have a finisher that allows them to stun the target and make sure they can attack with impunity. In addition to their stuns, they also have flash powder that lets them incapacitate a target. Now this breaks on damage taken, but it really allows you to, this is what makes them effective with chaining. And if you're ever taking on a boss that comes with an extra ad, it's no problem whatsoever for the rogue, as they can flash powder the ad and then focus all their attention on their main kill target. Well, let's jump in. I'll show you some of the gameplay. Before I jump into the final zone, I'll show you some of the a more agreeable area for a rogue. The last zone is filled with a lot of poison resistant mobs that'll fight you to the last breath. Because the rogue does so much damage through their bleed, which is percentage based, it's a lot easier for that rogue to get mobs to the 25% mark, where they'll start fleeing, than it is to kill them all the way to 0%. For a rogue, that last 25% is just as long as the first 75, thanks to the damage from bleed. So let's go ahead and start pulling and see how it plays out. Now, of course, my first mob is poison resistant, so doesn't give you quite the impression that most mobs will. So I always try and focus on juggling my stuns, making sure I can open with one on the next mob pulled, or at least have my bleed available as the opener to get that initial burst of damage on them. The way the rogue plays is that they're very squishy, but this is ameliorated through their Mirage Strike ability. This is a button you want to click on cooldown because it allows you to create additional free hits. They're called mirages that will absorb a hit for you, and that really allows you to take a few hits and then strike back with your stun to keep them off you. So you have that brief window where you could take some damage but not actually suffer for it, thanks to Mirage. It's really fun keeping track of that and juggling it, so you're only as aggressive as you need to be. So that kind of gives you an idea of how the rogue can take on a few mobs at once and really lock down the playing field. Let's hop on over to Nimgal and take a look at the final zone. So this is a progression for me, and we'll see how it plays out. These guys are a lot tougher than the normal breed of mob, but yeah, it's the last two I need, and then we'll have the Guardian ahead of us. So for approaching the bosses, I try and consider my stun lock options and rotate one of those every other finisher. So your opening from stealth leads with a nice bleed. That way you can build back up to your next and drop a prowling gash on them for a good opener of damage. Build up more technique points and go into stealth for an extra super backstab. And by then they're fairly low or dead, and you can just finish off with extra stun locks or silence, depending on how nasty of a caster they are. So let's jump in and take on the Guardian of Ruin. Piece of cake. Rogue Stealth's also really handy for picking out just the mob you're needing to push through the quest. In this case, I'm hunting for the Sorrow Slitherers to move along and take on Nalatos here in a moment. Alright, so the big cheese himself, Nalatos, is before us and ready to take him on. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that gave you a pretty good impression of how the rogue plays and what to expect. Thanks again for watching.